All right, we are making a mason jar mural, and showing us how to do that is Ken and Paige.
Yes.
First of all, just thank you for being part of the show today. You guys just brought it outside, and it was
finally songs I knew from my period.
I know.
You two should take it on the road.
Well, I have never felt so blonde in that lineup. Yes.
Blonde.
Even though my singing was fantastic.
All
Just
right,
throwing it
help
out
me
there.
out. Go back to Dollywood, back last May. Something caught your eye.
Yeah, so we were all in Dollywood, as all of our longtime viewers know. We had a great time.
Look at how much fun we had.
We had
so
a
much
blast.
fun.
It was
I think, Kim, what happened?
She was falling down.
not good at jumping off walls.
usual.
Well, she has that trick knee. You know?
Yeah.
It kind of went out on her.
Well, we were working like really hard, long, 12, 13 hour days.
Yes.
So we all found solace waiting for our table at the restaurant, at the hotel bar.
At the local bar.
And so this was what was behind the bar.
Yes.
We've got a little video here of it.
Check this out. Now, when you were up close to it, we didn't kind of know what it was, but then when you kind of come back, you realize, check this out right here. This is actually a farmhouse.
That's so
And this
cool.
was wheat. So close to it, you're like, oh, just kind of cool, mason jars. When you pull back, it is a whole farm scene. There's wheat, the sunset.
There's
It's
another
absolutely beautiful.
barn.
Yeah, look, you can see another barn.
Truth be told, it took me like till the 4th day when I'm like, oh my gosh, there's some barbers there.
How about we were there too,
Yeah,
and we
there
didn't
is a
even
nice
notice.
shot. There's a nice.
said-
Until you pointed it out,
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was looking
Well,
at the bottles underneath, not
We
the jars.
were obsessed. We were there with Dave Lowe, who's the head of our props department, and we were like, how do you think they did it? How do you think? And we asked and asked and asked if we could have one.
We may or may not have become very good friends with the woman behind
Yes.
the bar.
Yes,
if
yes.
you will.
But finally, Dave got one down, opened it up, and we figured out how to do it.
Wow, okay.
And so we have the secret
Yep.
Dollywood
Yep.
formula.
How do we get started?
All right,
Okay.
so what you're gonna need for this is just standard mason jars, good old, this is the secret ingredient, folks, vegetable oil, and then you're gonna need a photo. We have the photo that we started with, which is just a photo from my iPhone. This is our backyard at our weekend place, just like snapped it one evening. So I have to say the resolution on that little, sorry Marcus, no, it's just a, I know, I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it was off my phone as opposed to a big
It's
fancy camera.
gorgeous.
Sent that off to a local Kinko's to have it printed in the size of the space you want to fill. And then as that was waiting, I turned it over to Miss Paige again.
Yes.
All right, Paige.
So he said he did a 40 by 70 piece of image. Yes. So what you see behind here is what I put together, and I got started earlier this morning, which is really easy. Well, first I marked out my studs to make sure, because this is going to be holding quite a bit of weight. No, not you and these two are saying these are their studs. So found the studs. Then it was 70 inches long. So, and you can cut this to any size you want. I put the screws into the wall, into the studs,
Well, you need
and
a
then
level.
into the shelves, and yes, they were level, and then Ken took it from here.
So I picked up the print, all done, and what I did was I measured sort of the clearance for the inside of the jar. I found it was 3 by 5 1/4. You want to fill the jar as much as possible, but those mason jars do curve, so
Yeah.
you want it small enough so you don't hit the curve. And then just draw a huge grid on the back of your photo with that measurement. So 3 by 5 1/2 going vertically and then going horizontally. Now here's the trick. Once you've done that, go through and please do this. Number the backs of them, or you will be doing the mason jar like jigsaw puzzle.
Yes.
And then just simply cut them out with a sheet of paper, and you're gonna have. Ended up with 100 squares, so 100 little.
And did you print it
images.
in color, black and white?
Well, so this is interesting. The Dollywood one was all sepia toned.
Yeah.
This one, as you saw in the original photo, was quite vibrant in color.
Right.
Yeah.
I found that once you put it in the oil, it mutes everything.
Okay.
Kind of almost made this sepia as
Right.
well.
So I say you want to go with a color photo that's maybe a little vibrant, so you don't
Sure,
lose.
or
Then wait a
increase the
minute.
saturation.
Or would it make sense to go with a lighter oil?
Right,
Would you
well-
do like a grapeseed oil?
You could, you could do grapeseed oil. You don't want to do olive oil or corn oil because that's going to be too. This is
safflower.
safflower, so that's going to
Yeah.
be relatively light. But you're right, you can really change
But is
the
this
tone.
more
And
cost effective?
I was going to say, you're going to spend so much money if you fill it with olive oil.
Wait a minute,
Yeah.
how
This-
much oil did you use? Do you know how many gallons?
4 of these.
Okay.
80,000 milliliters. 'Cause
Yes.
this is by 80,000.
Who's
Yeah.
counting?
Which
No,
is like
we
four
had to
jugs.
count this morning.
4
Yes.
jugs, yeah. We had to do some math, or rather Siri
Okay.
did math. So then all you're gonna do
Siri.
is fill your jar.
All right.
Yep.
And very, very simple.
And it just drops in. And by the way,
drops
any
right in.
special kind of paper you put it on?
Yeah, exactly. Does
This
it
is a
fade
little bit
over
of
the...
cardstock, but
It's just regular. I was worried that it might affect the ink, but
Yeah.
no, I tested it and absolutely fine.
And it's all
Do your
good.
lid on. And to Paige's point earlier, make sure you put your brackets into studs because this is a lot of oil.
very
on
heavy.
So
It's
a
gonna be
lot of
heavy.
weight.
And then you look here, as you can see on the back, I've got number 57.
and I've got number
This is moving
56.
here, Short, if
Okay.
you can see that. So all we do is, hold on, do I have 57?
Now, do you want to have it?
57.
Yeah, I have 56.
So mine goes here.
Okay, and mine goes, whoopsie, it moved. There we go. And all you have to do is, if it does move, because it will move around, just keep turning
it
your,
and spin.
yeah.
Right.
And
How
it'll be
much
great.
would this cost you? Because that's how much, 83,000 milliliters of oil?
It's just 4 jugs, but it sounds
Yeah.
because say 80,000 milliliters. Well, we were talking about that one at Dolly, but that must. How much do you think?
At least $10,000 if you had if you had somebody come in and do that. That it was huge and it was
Yeah.
amazing,
Right.
and it takes a lot of time. But
Right.
we did it in
The
about
whole,
two.
the whole thing: shelves, brackets, photo jars, 80,000 milliliters of oil, $220.
Well done.
Yes.
I've never seen a photo displayed like that in my life. That
amazing.
is
It's fun.
phenomenal. Phenomenal. I wonder if you could use just clear water too.
Yeah, you probably could.
Oh, you probably
Great
could.
ways to